Hi everyone, it's me, AMARIJAZZ, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the rise and fall of Bebe. If you're interested, keep watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those post notifications and stick around for more. The early 2000s fashion, glamour, glitz, and body-hugging silhouettes, Bebe was the moment. Founded in 1976, the brand truly found its cultural stride in the late 90s and Y2K era, becoming a go-to for bold, confident women who love standing out. From rhinestone logo tees to ultra-feminine dresses, Bebe wasn't just clothing, it was an attitude. Worn by icons like Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, and Britney Spears, Bebe was everywhere. Red carpets, club scenes, and shopping malls across America. It captured the essence of early aunt femininity, sexy, flashy, and unapologetically loud. Owning a Bebe outfit meant that you were that girl, and for a while, being that girl was the ultimate fashion statement. But as trends shifted and the era faded, so did Bebe's presence. Still, its legacy lives on, especially now with the Y2K revival in full swing. The origins. Bebe was founded in 1976 by Manny Mashoff, an Iranian-American entrepreneur who launched a brand in San Francisco. At the time, the fashion market was divided into two major categories: junior clothing for teenagers and conservative, often rigid styles for older women. Massoff noticed a gap between these extremes and set out to fill it. His vision was clear. He wanted to create stylish, modern clothing for women who were independent, confident, and unafraid to express their femininity. The brand's name Bebe was inspired by the famous line from Shakespeare's Hamlet, "To be or not to be." That philosophical phrase, questioning identity and existence, captured the spirit of the brand. Bebe stood for self-definition, choosing who you want to be and dressing the part with boldness and clarity. From its inception, Bebe established itself as a brand that celebrated bold, conscious design. It rejected the idea that women should hide their figures and downplay their sensuality. Instead, it embraced form-filling silhouettes, sleek fabrics, and daring cuts that highlighted curves and confidence. The Bebe woman was modern, sultry, and unapologetically bold. She didn't follow the rules of traditional fashion, she created her own. This early identity set Bebe apart. It wasn't just offering clothes, it was offering a lifestyle rooted in confidence and glamour. Massoff's background as an immigrant entrepreneur added depth to the brand's founding story, a testament to ambition, reinvention, and vision. In a city known for its progressive spirit, Bebe emerged as a fresh, provocative voice in women's fashion. The rise. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Bebe experienced its cultural and commercial peak, solidifying its place as a defining brand of the Y2K era. This was a period when the Bebe girl was born, a confident, stylish, nightlife-loving woman who loved to be seen. With the rise of celebrity culture, glossy magazines, and red carpet paparazzi moments, fashion was shifting from subtle to statement making, and Bebe was at the center of this evolution. The brand expanded rapidly during this time, opening locations in major shopping malls across the United States and internationally. For many young women, a trip to Bebe's store was aspirational. With sleek storefronts, high glam displays, and minimalistic interiors, Bebe created a luxe environment that felt more elevated than typical mall brands. It offered the fantasy of designer fashion, but at a mid-tier price point. Trendy, sexy, and just within reach. Bebe's signature pieces quickly became cultural staples. The rhinestone logo baby tee was perhaps the most iconic. Tight-fitting and sparkling with the Bebe name across the chest, it was more than just a shirt. It was a status symbol. It said you were fashionable, bold, and tapped into the celebrity-driven trends of the time. Alongside these tees were ruched bodycon dresses, low-rise pants, halter tops, and a wide range of going-out clothes that defined the club scene. These pieces celebrated the female form with unapologetic sensuality and playful, flirty energy that aligned perfectly with the Y2K vibe. The Bebe customer during this boom was young, stylish, and nightlife oriented. She was a girl who dressed up for dinner, who loved going out on weekends, and who paid attention to the latest trends in music, pop culture, and fashion. She wasn't looking for minimalism or understated pieces. She wanted attention, allure, and glamour. Bebe understood this desire and delivered clothing that made the wearer feel sexy and seen. Bebe played a huge role Branding played a huge role in Bebe's success. It was overtly sexy, but not out of reach. The clothes had a luxury feel with accessible pricing, creating a sweet spot for women who wanted to feel like celebrities without the designer price tags. And speaking of celebrities, Bebe had no shortage of star power. The brand was frequently spotted on Kim Kardashian during her pre-fame days, as well as Eva Longoria, Paris Hilton, and Britney Spears. These figures, already icons of early 2000s style, helped elevate Bebe to a must-have status. As a result, Bebe became almost synonymous with early 2000s club wear. The name itself evoked memories of bodycon fits, glimmering storefronts, and the electric energy of girls' night out. The Bebe girl wasn't just a customer. She was a cultural figure representing the spirit of a glamorous, fearless era in fashion. The peak and cultural impact. Bebe captured the essence of the bad girl with style energy that dominated the early 2000s, a fashion-forward attitude that was sexy, daring, and unapologetically confident. It wasn't about being sweet or soft. The Bebe girl was bold, hyper-feminine, and always dressed to be seen. With bodycon silhouettes, rhinestones, plunging necklines, and sky-high heels, Bebe's aesthetic helped shape the look of 2000s going-out fashion. The brand carved a niche for itself by embracing glamour with an edge, perfect for the woman who was equally into nightlife, designer-inspired looks, and being the center of attention. With other brands leaned into trends, Bebe set its own, defining a generation of girls who wanted more than just casual jeans and tank tops. They wanted outfits that turned heads. In high school and college circles, shopping at Bebe was a statement. Walking into one of their mirrored stores with sleek glowing displays and mannequins dressed in curve-hugging dresses felt like entering a VIP lounge. Bebe wasn't just clothing, it was a symbol of status and maturity. To wear Bebe was to graduate from the teeny bopper styles of Forever 21, Wet Cell, into what many girls saw as grown woman glam. You didn't just throw on a Bebe, you planned your outfit like it was a performance. Alongside Juicy Couture, Baby Fat Guess, and other Y2K icons, Bebe stood tall in the fashion world as a brand that grants women permission to be loud, sexy, and glamorous as they wanted. This visual identity of the brand was just as strong as its clothing. Mirrored walls, sparkling chandeliers, metallic logos, and rhinestone embellishments everywhere created a high-gloss world that matched the clothes perfectly. The immersive shopping experience made Bebe stores feel exclusive. Even though they were accessible enough for the average fashion-loving girl to afford, it bridged the gap between fast fashion and high fashion, offering accessible luxury with an attitude. More than anything, Bebe appealed to a cultural desire at the time, to be seen, to stand out, and to own your femininity without apology. In an era fueled by club culture, celebrity obsession, and the rise of reality TV, Bebe gave women the rise to look like stars, even if it was just for one night out. It became more than just a brand. It became a rite of passage, a symbol of personal style and empowerment for a generation that grew up with low-rise jeans, velour tracksuits, and tabloid covers. Bebe wasn't just about blending. It was about showing up tall, standing tall, and letting your clothes do the talking. And doing so, it left a lasting mark on the cultural memory of the early 2000s and the girls who lived it. The decline. In the late 2010s, fashion trends experienced a dramatic shift as consumers began embracing aesthetics like minimalism, normcore, boho chic, and streetwear. These movements prioritized comfort, individuality, and authenticity over the flashy logo-driven styles of earlier years. As a result, fast fashion giants like Zara, H&M and Fashion Nova, and Revolve rose to prominence by quickly replicating runway looks and celebrity styles at affordable pieces. However, while these brands initially thrived, many began to suffer from overexposure and shifting consumer values. Brand identities that were once seen as trendy became outdated, with younger shoppers labeling them as cheap or tacky. The rapid decline of malls and traditional retail spaces further impacted sales, especially for brands that relied heavily on physical storefronts. Many of these companies also lagged behind in adopting e-commerce strategies, failing to meet consumers where they were increasingly shopping, online, and through mobile devices. Efforts to rebrand or reposition themselves often fell flat as they were out of sync with with a cultural moment or felt inauthentic to modern audiences. A clear example of this downfall is Bebe, a once powerful retail chain that that shut all of its physical locations in 2017, transitioning to an online-only model in an attempt to stay afloat. Ultimately, the fashion industry during this period revealed how quickly trends evolve and how crucial it is for brands to stay agile, culturally relevant, and digitally savvy to survive. Legacy and where Bebe stands. Although Bebe's online presence still exists, it lacks a strong and recognizable identity in today's digital fashion landscape. Once known for its glamorous bodycon silhouettes and glitzy clubwear, the brand struggles to connect with the modern consumers, especially Gen Z, who prioritize authenticity, sustainability, and cultural relevance. Efforts to revive the brand through influencer partnerships and updated collections have fallen short, largely because they fail to resonate with aesthetics and values dominating current platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Without a compelling creative direction or distinctive voice, Bebe attempts at re-entry into the mainstream often feel outdated or disconnected from the fashion-forward crowd driving online trends. What further complicates Bebe revival is its inability to tap into the emotional and cultural currents that influence how younger audiences engage with fashion. Unlike newer brands that grow organically through social media buzz and community building, Bebe has not yet found a way to authenticity reinsert itself into the conversation. Its content often lacks the storytelling and visual cohesion necessary to stand out in a sea of emerging fashion labels that know how to play into algorithms and aesthetic trends. Additionally, Gen Z consumers tend to favor brands that either lead with minimalism and eco-conscious values or lean into ironic nostalgia with a tryst, neither of which Bebe has fully committed to. However, there is a small but growing nostalgic interest in Bebe driven by the resurgence of Y2K fashion. The throwback trends has resurfaced on platforms like TikTok, where creators showcase vintage and early 2000 pieces styled in modern ways. Bebe's original designs, once dismissed as over the top or passe, are now coveted by some as emblematic of glam era gone by. Many of these pieces have found second lives on resale platforms like Depop, Poshmark, and eBay, where fashion-savvy users are hunting for rare items for the brand's heyday. This revival of interest, albeit niche, presents an opportunity with the right creative direction. One that combines nostalgia with modern fashion sensibilities, Bebe could potentially make a comeback. The key would be to embrace its original DNA without replicating it too literally. A modern Bebe might focus on both femininity, confident silhouettes, and quality construction, while also integrating sustainability and limited drops to align with Gen Z's preferences. Collaborations with rising TikTok creators, stylists, and pop culture figures would genuinely collect with the brand's archive could reintroduce Bebe to a younger audience in an authentic, buzzworthy way. In essence, Bebe's brand isn't entirely dead, it's dormant. To rise again, it would need to blend its legacy with forward-thinking innovation by acknowledging past missteps and taking bold, calculated steps toward reinvention. Bebe could evolve from a relic of the 2000s into renewed force in fashion. All it needs is the right creative leadership to turn nostalgic potential into cultural relevance. And that was my take on the rise and fall of Bebe. Let me know down in the comments what you think about Bebe, if you ever used to wear Bebe, and what do you think? Do you think it could make a comeback? Yeah. Comment down below, turn on those post notifications, and I'll see you in my next one.